Hello and welcome back. I'm B-Wall Joe, and this is Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Nice of you to come back. It's been about 3 years. And what do you think? Did things change? First off, this is a new bus. Yep, that bus is taking a strange route to somewhere, but what's that in the distance? To the left. Can you see it? Can you see it? Well, it's pretty obvious. At this point, the steel mill is done, and we have a new bus that brings workers to the steel mill, and then the steel mill will do work. Well, that's what we are. It looks like right now we can have a relatively stable 10 to 20 workers in the steel mill, which is fine. It produces some. At 20, it actually produces really fast, which is nice, but coal is a problem. The distribution office is on it, but trucks are only trucks, so it takes a while for them to get anything. Over here, the farm is doing just fine. I've been switching out the covered holes a little bit just so we can get more crops from the fields, but also have more food in the warehouse. And this one hasn't been going down as fast, which is awesome, which is perfect actually for what we want. So yeah, city-wise, I've built every building besides the train platform. We don't need that. It's nothing happening yet. For right now, I did have to increase the firefighters because what was on fire? This one, like 2 years ago, this was on fire, and 5 firefighters were not enough to put out the fire. So that's that. But gravel is full, and all vehicles, effectively all vehicles, are busy, which is exactly what we want. This guy has been driving non-stop to drop off food, and one of the nice things, if you drop off food with trucks, the inflation and the supply and demand changes don't really affect the price. So the price has been going up. We are making good money. It's 1970. Let's slow this down because I do want to show you a couple things. So last year, we were still building the steel mill, which means a lot of steel that costs money, a lot of mechanical components. Those two were for the steel mill mostly, and that's all fine. But if we look at our sales, we are making money. 400 tons of food means over 800 tons of crops being used, which I would consider is a great thing. That's more than what we can store, which means we're actually going through our crops every year right now. Which also means at some point I will have to find a secondary storage and other things, and I have to organize that, and that will be, well, a topic for later. But as you can see, I also exported a couple crops for a little while, simply because crops are worth more than gravel. And I needed every penny that I could get. We have a couple more snowplows here because we needed them. I did gravel up all of the future interstate, and I extended the interstate through here just a little bit. I had to check there that I'm actually recording. Interstate goes through here, which means I just moved the rail over a tiny bit, and there's our interstate. And this was as far as I could take the interstate without excavators, but we want to also put the rail somewhere around here, so I had to put another construction office over here for future expansions. I already moved excavators from the offices here. I'm not going to move everything else at this point because all our resources are in this area and we don't want to go crazy. As you can see, I did set this one up. There was a request from you guys I just got today to make these turn radiuses a little more realistic. I will try to keep that in mind in the future. On everything that's currently planned, I don't want to change it too much because there just isn't space for it. But I will try to do better in the future. If I understood you right, this curve is an allowment for how wide the turn radius is. I don't think I'm going to go that tight, but I will go not as tight as these anymore. Cool. One other thing, Jan brought this up a long time ago, and I was kind of just holding on to it. I added a bunch of crossovers. About every 2 kilometers, it's a little less than that in some places. But having these should make it easier to build rail, to upgrade rail, to do anything else to the rail that I need to do, and to maybe get rid of stuck trains when I have to. And then I added 2 fuel stations, one on each side. They will be required at some point because I'm not going to only use electric trains. What else is going on? Yeah, more crossings, more crossings. Oh, there's a forest here now. Why? Because I put a wood cutting post in there. I haven't built it yet, or I haven't touched it really. But that's what's going on. Well, I don't know why I actually paused it. And I really like this. This little pathing here. That looks fun. Anything here? No, I don't think so. I rearranged everything a little bit. Oh, this is new. I did decide that I did not like where... Sorry, I'm jumping a lot here. I did not like that I had no way of getting any coal into this area, so I did I planned an aggregate unloading, added a 3-to-1 with conveyor here, and the way you get in here is you drive through this siding, and then when you want to get out, you get out through this siding, and you can leave. And then the steel mill can handle a lot of people. Once I have a second city, I may want to consider sending a train out here, passenger train. So I did add a passenger platform. It's just a small one. I didn't see a good reason to have a big passenger platform, but the plan is to just send people from here to the normal bus station, and from the bus station they can just disperse to anywhere they want to go. In sense of mainline and don't have stops on the main line, I did build this so that there's always a way for a train to get to the stop here by just going around this depot or this drop-off, and then you can come in here. And yeah, I think that's all I did. Technically it wasn't a lot, but it was a ton of waiting and a lot of gravel roads and upgrades and all those things, and yeah, I feel pretty good about where we are. The problem is, where are we going from here? Well, currently I'm not really importing anything, if you look at that. But technically, we need steel, which we are producing now. And I will show you, we are here. Consumption this year. 9 tons... Okay, let's do this. We have produced a total of 31 tons of steel already, and we're out of coal. That's our main problem, and we're always going to need iron, but coal, we're out of. So, yeah, that's a problem. I can probably afford another truck, and I actually considered using one of these trucks. You're empty right now. Go this way. The depot is already full. Oh, that's right. I used one of these to do more exports. That's fine. Send you over here. And now use one of you trucks. Whoa, 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 what happened there? You, sir, this way. Simply because I need to move more materials, but I don't want to waste my my money on more vehicles when right now I don't really need them. So yeah, that's a good start for what we need. I am currently realizing that this one is out of fire safety range, and it also doesn't have any power. Two things that are problematic, because even though I'm delivering fuel here, there's no way for these guys to refuel, so I should probably build a small something here. At least they're not in range of any real gas station, but I do need some way of producing power here. So let's set this one up. I don't think you need to be a real road. You can be a dirt road. I don't appreciate when that happens, but that's okay. I will survive. Let's assign both of these to do something useful, and then we will figure out what industry we build today. And once we have the industry planned and all ready to go, we can expand our train network more. You're curious how long or how much our train network right now costs? It would be almost 3 million rubles if we build it. We need over 2,000, almost 2,200 tons of steel, some brick, some 8,000 tons of gravel, 2,500 tons of prefab panels. Yeah, at some point I considered using bricks as our next factory, which will be over here, but honestly, there's not a lot that we use bricks for, so that may be a terrible, terrible investment. But prefabs may be the next way to go. Why is this one connected? I don't think... What is happening here? Oh, you feed in there. You feed in there. You don't have to be connected. That's the problem. You need to be connected. Yes. And this one definitely needs to be connected that way. There could be another storage in here, but I think especially with the engine here, we'll just fill up whatever we need and we can change the storage there. And this will be full a lot of the time when we don't do a lot of other things. So for right now, let's... Road connection doesn't exist. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can build this. That makes perfect sense. You guys, can you be productive and actually do something here? Thank you. And that's a good start. Now, prefabs are the next thing that we need to build, so we're gonna start on this side. I would like to build this, but even when I built the rail construction office, a rail crane costs about 200,000 ruble already in 1970. It's expensive, especially the big ones that are a little faster, but I don't want to go slower than that. And then you just saw how many prefabs I need. Yes, I could buy these, but if I have a production setup, I can also sell them instead of buying them, and that will be good. Citizen-wise, I lost probably 60 or 70 plus 21-year-olds while I had the game running. It took about 10 hours to run it. And most of those hours, I just let it run unattended, and it worked, which made me happy, but I didn't have these 2 residential buildings ready to go. So, yeah, I had a lot of plus 21-year-olds living with their parents, and then when it was winter, they just ran away. Which, hey, that happens. This really scares me that it's outside of fire range. The thing that I would need to do is actually tear down this guy, place a helicopter pad right here. If it fits, it's something I have to do anyways, and then that should increase my fire range. But just looking at it, if I want to do that, I also have to carve out a lake, which I'm gonna say on a scale of 1 to high in the air, maybe it's not that bad. There's a little bit of water here. On a scale of 1 to not that high, I guess we're not that bad, so we should be able to get to water level pretty soon. I just need a big flat space. Maybe that's over here, but I don't want to worry about that right now. That is something for later. The next things, let's do some cheap production. One cheap production is bricks, but it requires coal, and we're already low on coal, so I don't want to worry about that. We could start building this guy. This guy costs 74 tons of steel, but then we only have coal ore, which wouldn't help us that much unless I set up dedicated truck lines where they go here, load up with coal ore, drop it off at the border, get coal, bring it to the steel mill, and then just drive full both ways. But that doesn't feel like the best of usages. If I want to build this whole range, it is 74 tons, 100 tons, 106, 150? No, just 140. 140, another 6 tons, 145, another 30 tons, 170. This one, 200 tons of steel, which is why I'm scared to start building on this side, because we will need so much steel. And it will take such a long time that we don't have any other income that I don't want to go this route. But we will have to build all of this. Everything has to be built, but for right now, we need more income. Income is important. So, how's this going? You're done. That was fast. Nice. That's how I like it. Okay. Get started on this. Just with the gravel, and then we'll do the rest later. Cool. So cement is being built. And as we already talked, as I said now 12 times, we can export cement, and cement will make us prefab panels, and then we can export prefab panels. The next thing I think we should think about is just wooden boards and logs. They're not high value, but they're relatively cheap to build in comparison, and they don't take much startup capital. So I do feel like I want to do that. Yeah, let's get that one in there. I think we should have at least one bulldozer sitting around somewhere. It's there. That should be nice. You all look happy. I already have the concrete mixer going here. That is sweet. Didn't think I would get them right away. But there's that. Let's set up a wood production post somewhere. And I thought over here is a good enough spot. It's a little far away, but as long as I can build it in walking range of this, we should be fine. Which, let's see. We can check that with our electric substation. That's 200 meters. I know I can get up to 350. Which is, if I put it here, it should be a pretty easy sell. So let's do that. I had to remove this because I didn't know where to put the wind power plant. But now we know. More coal. Much more coal. That's the only thing that's holding us back right now on the steel production, but hey, that's okay. Yeah, let's get started on this. Cancel road up to there. It's not super important that there's a road here, but I think I would like a road. F4 to turn off the snapping. There you go. Nope. Just don't even. Get this one back there and then just snake in there. That looks good. Sharp turns. That was another suggestion from someone to have less sharp turns on my roads. That is true, but in the end, I am trying to not use road vehicles for transporting too much. Right now, we are more because we're forced, not because we want to, if that makes sense. I could build all the rail right now. Only takes 2 loans and then I can build it. I would, but I can't, so I won't. How are we doing on this guy? You are building. That's what I like to see. Because we will run out of fuel here very soon. And then we need something to make it happen. Luckily what I found out was I'm questioning if I want to do this. Why? Because transporting logs from here all the way to here to turn into boards and then taking boards from here all the way to the border is like a lot of fuel to not a lot of not much of a result. So the alternate option is to find a different place for the woodcutter, which technically can be over here. Nice and close to the border. That's a cheap export. I can turn all of this into forest. That's not a problem. I probably want to expand the city into here at some point. So there is a consideration to keep in mind. I really felt like this area wasn't going to be used by anything else. One thing, you probably already know this, but you can plant trees behind the border. So your wood post can be really close to the border, but you can generally get materials from there. Which makes me think, maybe I'll just do that. Let's start with this. 6... Sorry, I'm talking out loud on my keys up here. So open storage medium, yes. Technically, if I had an excavator available. Okay, the last excavator just came home. I'm sure you figured out that's what I was waiting for. Because I prematurely moved him to the other side, but that's okay. Let's do what I was planning on. Open storage medium. Logs are very voluminous, so they will take up a lot of space. I think this is how I like to set it up. I don't know if that's gonna work. And also, I should probably consider having power connections, because if you use... Well, now they have power now and... Sorry, they have fuel now and workers. Workers means that you need power for that building, for it to work. Fuel means you also need power. So there's 2 reasons now that I need to supply power to this. And if I don't supply sufficient power, then they will just leave at inopportune times, which I don't want. So let's flatten. As you can see, I'm flattening this. Let's flatten it a little bit. Give me some space, because what I would like to do is put 2 Where is it? Various industries, yes. I would love it if I can make two woodcutters right here. You have power. Wonderful. You don't have power. Not surprising. But maybe... I mean, not just maybe. I will probably just have to adjust that. I'm placing them a little far apart so that they can find out what their range will be and where they get their resources from. And then when I turn this back on, I can take the sawmill that can go right in between here. That's a really funny angle you're giving me there. So technically, these three should fit. How can I get this setup for wood? Should be able to take care of everything that we want, and I can set it up so that I store, well, half logs and half boards. Should be just fine for what we want to do. Come on, a little more. Should be just fine for what we want to do because, again, board is more a low quality resource and it doesn't cost a lot, but you still have to make it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I would love it if I can connect a train to here. Maybe this turn. I have two options on the train. I can either break my rule and make a simple junction here that I didn't plan for, which I should have planned for anyways, or I don't, and I transport all the boards that I have here to, where is it? To this storage unit, which we already have a train connection to, with a better junction. I don't know what the better answer of this is. If I want to export them, it's probably not the best idea to move it by truck, but it's not the worst idea either. That's the thing. Ooh, I realize we can now have underpasses for this, so I can probably place a tunnel entrance pretty much anywhere I want, and it will just work. So let's do that. Oh, come on. Let me connect you there. Very good. Go back. You go in here. That works. You connect right there. Cool. You know the drill. Just connect. Any way you want. Right there's fine. Excellent. Well, well, well. Yep. Pedestrian underpass. I would like you right here. What is... I think this is how I want you. Right here. Looks good. Right here would be the other one. Somewhere over here. Sure. No, let's go here. At a reasonable angle. Very good. I know I'm zoomed in really hard, really far. We do need a way to drop off people. Apparently I was a little too close. Try again. This is where it's nice to have less complicated stations, that you can actually place something a little closer or a little smaller. That can go there. These... This will not stay. Dirt pat. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, no problem. Cool. So you can go from there and there. You should be able to connect here. That should be fine. And the distance from here to here is probably questionable at worst. But if that's the case, I can put another tunnel entrance here and that should be fine. So let's get the tunnel from there to there. You are connected. You are happy. Get all of these gravelled up, which are now done by mechanics or mechanisms, which is awesome. I don't know that was a thing before. But for right now, this is a pretty good start. I will still need power to, mostly for the fuel pumps, for nothing else. But power will be required, and this one will be our central storage. Get rid of this guy. At least everything over here on this side has to be gravel because it's our main transport route. Everything else probably doesn't. And then while we're here, let's get some trees. Because trees take a little while to grow. They don't take as long as they did at one point, but they still do take time to grow. And you have to replant them all the time too. That's a thing. But I think this should just work. Yeah, everyone just connect there. This one is building. That's awesome. This is our steel. We made that steel, and it's happening. And it's using so much concrete. I don't understand why most of the buildings that produce something take a lot of that resource. Like, cement plant uses a lot of concrete, which is essentially cement. Brick factory takes a lot of bricks. Like, can't you build it with something else? Like, if you have one resource, you can build the next resource, and then the next resource, and the next resource. No, you need the resource to build the resource. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, honestly, I don't think this will be built, but I'm not going to connect them any other way at this point. But there we have it. We have some... Oh my. We have more space than that. So let's open this up. By more space, I mean there's more radius of influence for the woodcutter that's there. So let's give it as much as he can and as much as we can put out here. We don't want to waste any resources. If you watch Season 2, I struggled keeping up with just getting enough out of here. But I think this should be set up. A logger camp. We have the steel mill running. We have people working everywhere. We make food all the time. We don't have any coal. I don't have money to buy another truck right now. Otherwise, I would. Let's be overly smart because, yeah, I don't like how this guy's doing its thing. Go here. Okay, you're gonna fill up first. You're gonna do your whole route first? I really wish you wouldn't. I really, really, really wish you wouldn't do that. Anyways, what I want to do is use that big truck to just have a direct route from border to here with coal and then go to the gravel pickup and then take gravel to the border. And that's just your continuous route. No questions asked. You're always going to pass a gas station, which should make it easy to refuel all the time without having to try to go to the distribution office. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I have. Thank you guys for watching. See you again next time. Bye.